Good afternoon. So we are here during these days, especially reflecting about Gurudev's life and example and teachings. And during these last talks, we are reflecting upon some aspects of Gurudev's life. That are many, and Guruji beautifully put together in this small booklet. Today we will reflect upon a few more aspects of his life. And the first one, it's service. Do we do service or not? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. But there are many types of service. But it's the attitude that matters. One person can say, my life is a life of service, but he works for a company for 50 years. Gurudev's life is a life of service, but for which company he works? God's company. So, what is service in this sense? What is service? In this spiritual sense, we call service as seva. What is seva? Guruji gave a beautiful definition that I love to think about and to reflect if really, at least myself, is doing seva or not. Seva is 4 letters, S-E-V-A. S means service. E means excludes. V means vanity. And A means arrogance. Service that excludes vanity and arrogance is seva. Now we ask again, do we do service or not? How do we do our service? And how Gurudev did his service? So in this aspect, seva or service is to use your abilities, your belongings, your life, your capacity, everything that you have to bring goodness to others. This is the most important thing. We all have capacity, we all have abilities, we all have skills, we all have means. Doesn't matter which kind of means, but we have. So when we use maybe for ourselves or for to expecting something, it's one type of service. But when we do use all these means for others, this is seva. And if you think about the life of Gurudev, did he think about himself? Did he was expecting name and fame to do all this? Or did he travel to West, say, I'm willing to know other cities and to see other places? No, only for us. With 6-7 years, he just got his bag. He was in his cave, enjoying peace and bliss, divinity, and he got his bag and came for himself. Never. Just for all of us. And to share whatever he has. It was a lot. And he did not only, he served in so many areas and aspects. He served child, he served adult, he served the rich, he served the poor, he served the widow during his whole life. And Guruji says, the real purpose of life is to serve. If we are not trying to transform our lives into seva, we are not really living. Because if we use our abilities, our skills, our money, abilities for our own selves, of our beloved ones, our heart it's not really expanding. But when you think of others and you use the same things for others, your heart is expanding. And the purpose of spiritual life is to expand our hearts. Gurudev gave food, gave medicine, gave money, gave solace, gave spiritual blessings. In every aspect, he helped and served. Even in sometimes little funny ways. I was discussing with another monk that Gurudev would ask for a lot of medicines, for doctors to have a prescription and to bring medicines for him. And he didn't need it that time. It was not for him. And then the medicines will come, and even the doctor say, Baba, it's not like a candy. Give me. And what he would say, this is for John, this is for Mary, this is for service or not. He was taking medicine, think of others, not for himself. And not only humans, he served the animals. I think most of you have heard about that episode of he helped to deliver in a calf. The mother cow, it was having a lot of trouble for delivering it. It was not coming out. It was a lot of suffering for the mother cow, and the calf was not going to survive. And Gurudev took care of everything. Asked for some homeopathy, some other medicines. He gave the injection to the cow, bring back the calf and help the calf. And Guruji was watching. All kinds of service. All types. John Baba always tells during his initiations in Brazil, when Gurudev was here and would walk through the garden, and then he would see some fruit, ripe one and good, he would pluck and distribute. And then if people would not eat at that time, he would say, why are you not eating? Oh, I will eat later. No, eat in front of the tree, her. She will be happy that she's offering her fruits to you and you are enjoying. So eat in front of her. Serving the tree. Other time he was in his room or somewhere else, and then he say, did you water the roses? Yes. No, you forgot one. One rose is crying because she's thirsty. And then the person in charge went there, and the irrigation was not reaching that rose bush. Completely thinking of the whole creation, not only human beings or not only for himself, completely for others. We should think how we take care of our lives, how long we are thinking about ourselves, how long we are thinking about others. I, the world, or we and God. What is your priority? In these three, I, the world, or we and God. Which of these three is your first option for your life, to guide your life? God. It should be. But it's just for us to think, you don't need to reply. But it's just to reflect upon. More we do service, more we expand our hearts, more we reduce our ego, and easier for us to do sadhana. Gurudev is in front of us to inspire us. It's not that we were just reading these things and say Gurudev was so nice, oh, he was beautiful, and no. What he wants? Us to change, us to be like this. Each one of you should be Hari Harananda. He would say. So this reflection is just for us to bring to our lives and to compare in a good sense and to see how we are doing, what we are doing with our lives. And in reality, seva is not for others, it's for ourselves. Truly. Because when you really get into this attitude of serving, what is the result? You will feel a lot of joy. You will forget your problems, your me. You will be joyful. So, yes, you are helping others, bring joy, solace, whatever. But ultimately, the greatest part comes to us. Our heart becomes big and full of joy. Some people tell, I don't have time to do seva. Then I have headache just to listen. You don't have time just to smile to one person or say good morning or, oh God. Never accept this excuse, I don't have time to serve. If you look around at any time of your day, you have time to serve. One prayer, one smile, one good morning, one prayer, one thought. It's infinite. We have just to be willing to do. And I believe that we are here for that, to changing and to listen, learn. Another aspect of the Gurudev's life, it was creativity. What is creativity? To create. To create something new. What did Gurudev create? He created beautiful idols of Mother Kali by his own hands. If we look, I think most of you have seen that video. The sculptor doing Gurudev's image, and he was like a child jumping on that statue, the mother holding him. Gurudev, no, and my nose is not correct. He looked at the mirror and said, adjust this. And the sculptor was creation. But he used creativity not only for these external things. He used creativity to create a new life for himself. He understood the goal of this life, and he created his path of sadhana, and it was successful. How do we deal with our creativity? What do we do with our potential, with our abilities, with our skills, especially in spiritual life? Creativity is to create. And who creates is the Creator. So more we get connected with the Creator, we will develop this creativity. So God gave us abilities, skills for everybody, lots. Do we use that? Do we create what we are creating? What we are creating in our lives and what we are creating to others? Good things or not so good? Creation with words, with thoughts, with attitudes, with our behavior. Are we using this power of creativity, the power to create? We have this power because we are from God. God is the creator. We have this power to create, to use this creativity power. How do we use? How did Gurudev use? He created for himself, his life, his path. He used this power of creation, and not only for himself. We are here, lots of acharyas, lot of disciples at Gurudev's time, and we look at them and we see that they are also part of this Gurudev's creativity and creation. He molds like he did with his own image, his disciples, his children. And now we have many of them here to share with us and to look at them and to get inspiration about Gurudev's creativity, he creates a lot. Not only that, his way of teaching, it was full of creativity. Once, I don't remember where I saw that story of Gurudev. Gurudev was walking from Puri back to his ashram, to Kararashram, and then there were 3 young boys speaking. And then Gurudev came, and 2 of them were respectful to Gurudev. And one, it was really misbehaving him. Start to criticize him and to say, he's fake, and then suddenly, just after, Gurudev just went away. Just after this negative talk, he had his jawbone came out of the place, of this person who speak badly about Gurudev. And he was a lot of pain and could not talk. And then the other 2 say, see, this is a curse. You are, one cent just passed by and you are criticizing, you are humiliating, doing almost nonsense. Now see what happened to you. Now you have to go to Kararashram and ask for forgiveness. Maybe with his blessings and power, he'll heal you. And without able to talk or a lot of pain, he went, the 3 of them went. And they went and called Gurudev. Gurudev, this happened with this person. Please bless him, forgive him. We know that your power can heal him. Please, sorry, forgive for him. And he was there. Lot of pain, looking to Gurudev. What did you think Gurudev? What do you think Gurudev did? Bless him or pray for him? Gurudev looked at him, and he was using one dhoti, like I'm using. And he was asking forgiveness for Gurudev. Gurudev looked at him, what he did, he pulled out his dhoti. And with that, he was completely ashamed and he said, ah! It came back. And then he said, God bless you. Creativity. If we read Gurudev's, it's full of creativity. All the time his teachings is, we laugh and we learn and we don't forget. All types of creativity. He was an artist, he was a singer, he was a sculptor, he was a master, he was a cook. Creativity. Together with seva. Not creativity for himself, but for others. Once one person came, he was newly married. And Gurudev said, before you get married, you were a man, because you walk in 2 legs. Now you're a donkey, because you are walking with 4 legs. Meaning that you have to carry the load. You have to work more effort. And very soon, 2 more legs will come, and you will become a crab. It's going down. And everybody laughs. All the time teaching, but using creativity. Our life should be like that. We have so many skills, so many abilities. We came from the Creator. Our potential is infinite. Are we exploring or not? You all know when father of Gurudev was dealing sometimes with the employees, and he was scolding and shouting, and what Gurudev did? He came and said, Father, you are wrong, you should not do that. No. Another time, creativity. What he did? He starts to repeat the same bad words, shouting by himself in his room, and then the father was shocked. How can you are telling all these words so bad, so ugly? No, Father, I'm trying to be like you. He was broken to pieces. What can I do? He changed his father with creativity. So we can use our creativity for any field of our lives, especially in spiritual life. creativity to deal with our problems, negative situation, or our challenges, creativity to deal with our mind. We have the blessings and the role model in our front. And the other aspect is life of inspiration. How did Gurudev inspire us? Through words? Yes, but through his own life. Completely disciplined life since childhood. In every aspect. Discipline in how to speak, discipline in how to eat, discipline how to sleep, how to meditate, how to conduct yourself with people in the world, completely. Just to listen how he lived from Guruji and from so many other disciples, we got what? Inspiration. Until now we are here because he's inspiring us. And again, should we just get inspiration from Gurudev, or should we grow up and change our lives to bring inspiration for others? It's not just that we came to Kriya Yoga and, okay, we are getting benefits, we are growing. We have responsibility. To what? To inspire others. We are the visit cards of Gurudev. So if Gurudev is the inspiration of our lives, how should be our living? Inspiration for others? Are we inspiring others? Yes, in some aspect. Can we do more? Yes. Let's change our lives. Let's come closer to God. But through that, let's inspire others. Sometimes people at the ashram, especially in Brazil, for example, one couple, from the couple, one is initiated, the other not. And then the person says, I don't want to be initiated. He's the same. He's meditating for 10 years. He doesn't change. What's the use for me to come here and close my eyes? If it's to be the same, I don't need this. Very good inspiration. Inspiration. Guruji says, we look the world with two eyes. How many eyes are looking to us? They are getting inspiration with this look or desperation? But it's not. I was thinking to read and to get all these qualities, but I was just reflecting. How could we really be connected to Gurudev? How could we really make him happy? And I was just thinking, what is the main teaching of Gurudev? What do you think? Breath. Watch the breath. Breath. Do you agree or not?
What did he say?
Breath. Breath.
Watch the breath.
Breath.
Breath. I thought it was to see God in all. Here. If you can't see God in all, you can't see God at all.
Yes. Yes. He had many of teachings for us to change, but the basic thing of everything is breath. First time I got his explanation of Bhagavad Gita, I was looking and see every verse at the end he said it's breath. It's the same thing for all the verses. Look, great disciple. Maybe that is important or not. Everything, it was changing to breath at some point. Everything. And I was just thinking, for years and years, the essence of his teachings were breath. Watch your breath. Love God in every breath. And so what many other teachings. Are we paying attention for that? We get together here, we listen talks, we meditate. But how is our breath? Do we know the real importance of this? Have we reflect about the role of the breath in our lives, or reflect about what Gurudev has said about breath? Few sentences I'm just remembering. Your breath is my presence. Oh, we are missing Gurudev. He is not here anymore. He was so loving. He told all of us, your breath is my presence. But that I don't want. I want to remember Gurudev. But he's here now. He promised all of us, he granted, your breath is my presence. Are we listening to him? So if our breath is his presence, how many times per day he's with us? 21,000 times and 600. Gurudev is by our side. How many times do we remember that he was with us? Close to 0 or 1 or 2 or 3. Many people ask Gurudev, what is your religion? What's his reply? Breath is my religion. People maybe were frustrated. Breath is my religion. What does it mean? Religion comes from the Latin word religare. That means to reconnect. So what is the purpose of religion? To reconnect ourselves with what? God. And what is the way for this connection? Breath. Breath is my religion. It's the so deep truth, but at the same time it's so simple that we don't want to listen. We need complex things. Just breath? No. Life should be more complicated. Let's make difficult. You are laughing. Once we are in initiation in Brazil. And at the end, the next day, the second day of the initiation, one person came with one book. He wrote. And then he said, I learned this technique yesterday, but I thought it was too easy and too simple. And I think it's not effective. So I have suggested some changes. And then he gave, please take to your master and see if it's okay. How many years Gurudev spoke about watch your breath, breath is God, love your breath is my presence. Till now? Or just now? Breath control is self-control, breath master is self-master, and breathlessness stage is deathlessness stage. We repeat, but do we reflect upon this, or the importance of this? And it's so beautiful. It's not just words that Gurudev is trying to distract us or console us. It's the truth behind. It's a pure science. It's so powerful. I'm telling this because I was just reading one scripture only about breath that is called Shiva Swarodaya. It's exactly what Gurudev says in these simple words, but with deep science behind. And the power of breath in our lives. Why I'm sharing all of this with you? Because if we could at least to pay a little bit more attention, or at least understand the value of our breaths and the power of our breaths, our life will change completely. And our relationship with the Gurudev would change completely. Gurudev and Lahiri Mahashaya, and I think Swami Sri Yukteswarji, they promised. I told 21,600 breaths per day in average. They say that if you just watch your breath a number of times per day, in certain amount of time you will be completely realized, just watching your breath. How many breaths per day do you think we should remember and watch to be realized? 1,728. Is it much? If you transform this in time, it will be 1 hour and 45 minutes or something. 2 hours, I think. I don't remember now, it's less than 2 hours or 3 hours, doesn't matter. 2 hours. 2 hours. Less than 2 hours.
How many days?
If you watch your breath less than 2 hours per day, they say in 200 years. No, I'm just kidding. In 10 years, you are realized. 10 years, watching your breath. Less than 2 hours per day, you are realized. Is it powerful or not? And where are we? How many years we are in this? And he's not saying to do pranayama or Mahabuddha. He just spoke about watching your breath. Just pay attention to this air who is entering your nostril now and coming out. 1. If you watch this for less than 2 hours per day, retirement. Forever. And it's their promise, not my promise. We forget. Is it much? No. And why do we do not remember? So many things about breath. How many times Gurudev, even in public talks, would call someone, come here, put your finger in my nose. And he would ask, anything's coming out? No. Our breath is directly connected with our mind and emotions. And in the scriptures, they describe this length of breath related to your emotions. So the length of your breath could be 1 angula, 1 finger, and could come up to 100 fingers. More fingers means agitated, restless, and more extroverted. Less fingers, more peaceful. And Gurudev, no fingers. Nothing coming out. They say that more you exhale, more you're wasting your life. Your life is going out. You're literally throwing out your life. If your exhalation is longer, you are exhaling more, your prana is going away. So you are going to live less. And this is related to our mind, to our mental state. Put your finger, please, in your nose. No, not in my nose. Can you feel your breath? Little away. Little away. It can come up to 100. And they say, if you are talking, is 5 fingers. If you are doing exercises, it can come up to 3rd fingers. If sexual activity, 3rd 6. If you're extremely angry, can come up to 100 fingers. Then your life is reducing. More fingers, less life. Directly connect with our mind and level of extroversion. Because of that, Gurudev said, 1 inhalation is 1 new life. 1 exhalation is death. And it's true. Death because your prana is going out, going away. And just the act of watching your breath, it will reduce this length. And they describe in these scriptures what happens with you when through meditation and through consciousness of breath, you reduce 1 finger, 1 finger. You reduce, it's just some, I read for you, just some examples. if your exhalation reached to 5 fingers, you develop foresight, so you can perceive the outcome of one event before it happens. Just watching your breath. If comes to 3 fingers, it awakens poetic abilities. If reduces, you develop vaksiddhi. Whatever you say comes true. And so on. It comes to a point that you will not have shade anymore. And you will understand the mind of others. Just work in your breath. But we don't even remember our breaths. How can we develop this? And this is developed only by watching your breath. And they connected your breath with the sun and the moon and the position of the stars. It's amazing. And it looks like, even nowadays, at our level, it looks like a lie. Because they say you start to understand and study your breath just watching your breath. Can you see now in which nostril is going more or less? And have you heard that this is connected with the position of the moon and the sun? And there are beautiful science behind. You can know, just knowing in which side is your breath, you can know the intention of one person who is coming towards you. If that person is coming to the left side and your breath is in that side, you can see if it's good or bad intention. If you need some answer from that person, you can know the answer just to see the direction person is coming towards you and your breath. Watching your breath. If you want to have a spiritual sun, you look at the position of the moon and the moment, in that moment, where is your breath? You have spiritual sun or intellectual sun. For everything in life, they connected only with breath. That is time to earn money. I will not tell which time is that. Time to go to bathroom, time to eat, time to sleep, time to fight. Everything related to only to watch your breath. And they say if you develop this ability of watching your breath daily, just pay attention. Do we need special time to watch our breaths? No, you can go in the bathroom, you can cook, you can do anything. Your breath is there. The science of breath is there. Guru Dev is there, but we are not there. Just watch your breath can bring realization to our lives. Are we watching now? I forgot. It's so beautiful. Ayurvedic doctors, because breath is not this external breath, because breath is connected with prana, our vital energy. So when you know your breath, you observe your breath, you know your prana. You start to know your body, your mind, your connection. Because prana is the manifestation of God. If it's through breath you connect yourself with your prana, your vital energy, slowly you are connecting yourself with God. So it's not just because Guru Dev is saying watch your breath, but to understand the value of the power of this air who is just entering now in our nostrils. It's the presence of Guru, is the way for realization, the way to change our minds, the way to change our lives completely. But it's too easy. And for us it's granted. Why do I need to pay attention if God is doing? Someone is taking care, why should I put my head? Don't need, but you need, if you want to change yourself, if you want to be connected to Guru Dev, I think this will be a really beautiful gift for him. It's the basis of his teachings. One time one disciple went to ask him, Baba, I'm not understanding the Brahma Sutras too much. can you please explain to me? And say, yes, I can explain. And then he, wait. He went and got his notebook and said, now it. Brahma means God. Sutra means thread. So the link or the sutra, the thread to God is breath. Watch your breath and you know Brahma Sutras. I'm sure that he didn't like the reply. But breath is our everything. Baba Gurudev also would say, your real dharma is breath. Because dharma means what holds the entire creation together. What holds the entire creation together? Prana, breath. What makes this body to move, to act, to live, to dance? Breath. It's the most important things in our lives. But in our value, our priorities, where is our breath? They say, Guruji said, if you start just to watch your breath, you start to connect the movement of the breath, the changing of the breath, with the happenings of the day, because they are connected. And then when you start to understand your breath, just when you wake up and look to your breath, you know exactly how your day will be. Just watching your breath. This scripture say that every breath is not the same. They are different. There are a coded message in every inhalation you do. If you are aware of that, you absorb and you get the information of that coded message. If you forget, it's gone. Gurudev will say, one breath is gone forever. It will not return anymore. When I was reading this one holy scripture of Lord Shiva speaking about the importance of the science of the breath, and Gurudev offered to us all these teachings in such a simple manner for us to change our lives. Should we not try a little bit more? When I say we, I'm talking for myself. To feel his presence, to feel his connection. To know the time of making money. No, I'm just joking. Breath. When it's flowing to the left, where energy is more lower level. When it's going to the right, we are more active, but more extroverted. And when it's flowing in both, we are more peaceful and balanced. Do you know how long it flows in each nostril or no? About 1 hour and left. So about 1 hour, we are down. Then shift to the middle, peaceful and calm. How long? 1 to 4 minutes. And to the other, 1 more hour. So our whole day is like that. From laziness to restless, and then just a small break of peace. And watching your breath, you change this cycle. More, when you observe your breath, it naturally starts to flow more to the both nostrils. And Kriya Yoga is for that, to bring balance in your mind, in your breath, to change. This is real Swadhyaya, to understand yourself, to know yourself through your breath. Some masters say that the nostril is the gateway to God. Because here is the connection. I just wanted to share these things because I was reflecting. How can we be connected to Gurudev? Yes, the teachings and the remembrance, it will bring love into our hearts and joy. But how can we keep moving that without having to wait for the next May? Your breath is my presence. Your breath is your treasure. Watch your breath. One breath in the fontanelle, one realization. When you watch one single breath that is coming to your nostril, at that time we are realized. We are realized. Because when you watch one breath, you don't have mind at that time. When you are watching your breath at that time, you are not thinking on the past, on the future, and you don't have desires. You are with God. One breath in the fontanelle, one realization. Okay, so you think, no, so now I'm realized, let's put my picture on the wall. But how long you are realized? These pictures on the wall, they are realized 24 hours. And you? Let's try more. One breath, one realization. How many breaths you want to be realized? It's depend on us. He gave us the treasure. He gave us everything. But what we are going to do with that is our job. So, just my suggestion, we are here for a few more days with Gurudev, with so many beautiful inspirations in front of us to bring Gurudev in front of us. Should we not try at least to make him happy? Just remember a little bit more our breaths as our token of gratitude to him. He dedicated his whole life just for us. What is our contribution? How is our service? How is our creativity in our lives? How is our inspiration in our lives and for others? And how is our connection with the main teaching of Gurudev? That's our breaths. Let us try. Right?